Wednesday, Misty.
And
go ahead.
No, I'm just glad that you're willing to talk to me and keep talking to me.
Well, I don't ever not speak to folks, but no, I'm just joking. Actually, it's always a pleasure to be on with you, and we have a lot of the same ideas and things like that, and the same interests. So, yeah, it's fun talking with you. And what is that?
Today is the first day of spring.
Woohoo! Well, it's still got a few more hours of winter, but 4:58 p.m. is when spring
PM?
actually...
I thought it was AM. I thought it was AM that I heard, but it's PM.
No,
really?
no. It is
Dave,
PM.
Dave, why
And
you do
not
that to
only-
me? Why
Well,
you bust
you know,
my bubble like that, man? Go
That
on.
way you can stay awake and see it coming. Well, no, you get up probably that early anyway.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, well, yes, I was awake. I was awake for it this morning. I was cheering in my car.
Yeah. And then only to find out you're 12 hours too early.
Right.
So.
Well,
the other
it
thing,
was 5 o'clock a.m. somewhere, so,
No, that's true. That's true. The other thing is the big old full moon that's going to be out there tonight. It actually becomes officially full at, I think it was 8:58 p.m., so it comes in full just a few hours after spring arrives, and not only that, it's a supermoon. So, and it's one of the last supermoons of until 2020, I think. So, hopefully the clouds will not be quite so heavy, so you'll be able to get out and see that, because when you have a supermoon, it's about 20% brighter than a normal moon.
So, and that's what I was going to ask. So, I've heard of a supermoon, but what exactly is it?
Well, maybe you want to ask me all these scientific questions.
No, you don't have to get scientific. Just tell me. Why is it called a supermoon?
Well, because it's about 20% brighter than the other moon. No, actually,
Okay.
there are reasons for it. I'm going to have to look that up, though. I'll be doggone if I know exactly why it's called that. In fact, I'm looking it up even as we speak. So you notice that I'm ad-libbing and talking while I'm looking stuff up, just to keep everybody occupied.
Uh-huh.
That way people say, hey, he never shuts up. Well, that's true. When I don't, when I'm looking up something. So, But let me see here. It says, I'm going to go back and read my own post. And, of course, it doesn't want to take me there.
While you're looking that up, let me just say this. While you're looking for it.
Okay, go ahead.
Your posts, since you mentioned your posts, I read your post. You post the weather, and then at the end of that, you give a thought. So
absolutely,
I enjoy your thoughts so much. A lot of times I'll skim through the weather and just get the information that I need, and because you give a lot of information, which is great. And some days I want all of that, but sometimes I'm just like, no, just tell me the temperature and if it's going to rain, and then I skip down. But I always read all of the thoughts, and sometimes they're pretty deep, and sometimes so we won't go there. But the one that I want to mention, the other day you had one. And I thought, that is so me. So you talked about the birds singing, and every morning when I come to work, so, I drive to work and I have my radio on and it's loud and I can't hear anything, drowns the everything out. But when as soon as I turn the car off and there's no more fan blowing, from the heater, and there's no more radio going, the first thing that I hear is the bird chirping.
I lost you for just a second there, but I got the gist of your conversation.
Okay, all right. Yeah. The gist is the first thing that I hear when I come to work in the morning is chirping birds, and I love that. Like that's the best way for me. I love starting my day like that.
Bright spring weather actually does make them sing and chirp more. I mean, aren't we all happier when we see the sunshine?
Well, now I didn't say anything about it being bright. It's still dark when I pull up, but they're chirping. They're up and away.
The birds can sense the sun coming up before we even see it. So,
I see.
Yeah, they're happy. That means that they know that spring is here, and they get to do what birds do and fly around, eat bugs, and
do what birds do.
Yeah. But to answer your original question about the supermoon, it is because the moon is just a tad close. The orbit of the moon is not a perfect circle. There's a lot of different things that, in fact, the Earth doesn't rotate the sun in a perfect circle. But at just the right time, when the moon is full, and it happens to be in the closest approach to the Earth, that's when it is called a supermoon. And you have a little bit higher tides whenever the supermoon is going on, and it makes its orbit about, I think, every 27 days. makes a complete orbit around the, not really the Earth. See, we think it's kind of sitting still because we see it each night, but in reality, if you stop and look at it, it comes up a little later each night, which means it takes a while for it to, to get just to the right point where we can see a full moon, in other words.
Okay.
And really, a supermoon will happen a few times a year at the most, and that's why you don't see a supermoon every month, because it's always in a different kind of orbit, and they don't always time out to be closest whenever the moon is full. So basically that's it. And I was wrong. It is actually, they appear to be as much as 30% brighter.
Wow.
Than usual. So, but really, it's kind of hard to tell the difference with the naked eye, just because you might go outside and say, hey, I can see everywhere tonight because the moon is out. Well, part of that is because it is a little brighter, So,
right. Well, and that's what I was just going to say. I noticed that the last few days, driving down the interstate, I'd look in my rearview mirror. I'm like, what? Why is there a light behind me when there's no car? And then I dug down and look at my mirror, and I'm like, oh, it's the moon. It's very bright tonight.
I know.
Or this morning. I guess
beautiful.
It's the morning by then.
It's beautiful. That's one of my best memories of childhood is being able to see everywhere at night under a full moon. Mm-hmm. And of course, I've been accused of howling at the moon quite a bit, but we won't go into that right now either. Okay. But actually, this full moon's called a worm cast moon, or the worm moon, because it's when the earthworms start coming out. And I have seen a few out here lately because the temperatures are warm enough and the soil's soft enough, especially with all the rain we've had. The earthworms can come out and start doing what they do, and that's, I guess, eating dirt.
Is that what they do? I don't know what worms do.
I don't know. They help the soil is the only thing I know for sure. But,
I'll have to talk to my wildlife biology major daughter and find out what worms do. What's the purpose of a worm?
Yeah. Well, everything serves a purpose, which is why if I like weather like I do, and if any others out there like weather like I do, then you also have an appreciation for nature and the things around you. And, really a lot of people go through life every day and they're busy going to work and doing this and doing that, and they never really stop to look at the world around them. Right. There's a lot of beauty, especially in this area in the springtime. I just love it in Kentucky in the spring. The flowers bloom, birds singing, all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah, it's one of my favorite times of the year. What I don't like, though, is the nasty storms that we sometimes get with the nice weather. We get some nice warm weather this time of the year, then we're going to end up paying for it.
Mm. And do we have some of that coming up?
Well, I was just checking the discussion with the National Weather Service, and, of course, we've got a front coming in today. It's probably going to bring us some more cloudy skies. Right now it's sunny out there, and some clouds around, high thin clouds, but that's usually a sign that something is coming. And I think that by this afternoon we'll start seeing some scattered showers around. The good thing is this doesn't look like a big heavy rain event, probably no more than 1/10 of an inch of rain all total, so that's a good thing because the farmers are badly needing to get into the fields to prepare the pastures and fields for the early spring planting, and so they're going to need this dry weather to be able to do that. But it looks like that mainly we're going to get some light rain, probably go on through midnight. There's a cold front, like I said, and the cold front is lagging up probably about 100 miles behind the actual rain showers. So probably around midnight that cold front will be along the Ohio River and continue to move south, but we'll be still in the rain area for a little while, and that may go into Thursday morning. It's going to be a little slow to clear out on Thursday. I think it'll become partly sunny, probably on up in the day a little bit. Look for a high of about 52 degrees, so it's going to be a little bit cooler than what we've been seeing. And then we're going to be in some decent weather, not quite as warm as I was originally thinking we were going to be. Friday's looking really sunny with a high close to 60, but the thing of it is the wind gusts are going to be up there, probably around 20, 25 miles an hour, and that's going to make it feel a lot cooler than what it actually is. And then Saturday probably looks like the peak day of the entire forecast period. It looks like it's going to be sunny, high in the mid-50s. It's going to be a little on the coolish, but not overly so. And so that should be a good day to get out and enjoy the world around you. Looks like Sunday, another chance of showers comes in ahead of another system and a cold front. And this one right here, you know, I'm going to tell everybody something they're probably not going to hear, you know. Looks like the showers come in, especially Sunday night. And then by Monday, the showers are going to be likely. It'll be gusty winds. But remember I told you there was a cold front coming. Well, that cold front's going to get through, and then by Monday night, a chance of rain and snow showers. You know, I know, and we're going to have to watch that closely. We're going to have to watch it closely. As low as 34 right now expected, but, you know, anytime we get a decent snow, that storm system has to track a little bit to the south of us. And they're watching it pretty close. If it tracks further south right now than what they're expecting, I don't even want to say it. Don't even want to say it, but there could be some snow. It looks like Tuesday's same thing, chance of rain and snow showers. But it'll start easing up, and we'll get mostly sunny. But, you know, we're just not going to be able to shake these cool periods this time of the year. You know, we've still got several winters to go through. We've got, dogwood winter, blackberry winter, linden britches winter, all kinds of winters to go through. That's just cool snaps that come in, and they last for a few days, sometimes a week, and then you go back to warm again. So, you know, a lot of this is typical for this time of the year, you know, but I wouldn't set any plants out just yet. Don't try to get a head start on everybody, because they'll probably get frostbite. So far, I haven't lost my plum crop, but, you know, it's been close.
Well, let me ask you one quick question about this snow. Okay. Are we expecting ugly snow or just a light?
Well, they're saying we need to monitor. They're saying we need to monitor it. So, in layman's terms, it means we don't have any idea.
Okay.
So, it is something that's going to bear watching. You know, snow is the most difficult of all weather phenomenon to predict this time of the year. So we'll just have to see.
All right, Dave. I sure do appreciate Weather Wednesday with the weather guy. And
you know, we've used all of our time up.
Honey, we have used more than our time. We have gone over our time this morning.
We need to get off the air then, huh?
We do need to wrap it up, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, I sure do appreciate you talking to me, and we will talk to you again next Wednesday, if not sooner, about this snow coming in, okay?
I'm ready.
All right, thanks, Dave. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so that is, of course, Dave Powell. He is the weather guy over at WKDZ, WHBO, and he helps us out here at WPKY. So glad to have him on board and available to talk to. Again, we're going to try to have weather